while you'll be maybe in a position where you are thinking, I'd like to achieve certain things in my life, but I'm finding myself being stumped, or I don't know how to get this particular thing done. I want you to take a step back and to ask yourself, about your own vision. What are your thoughts concerning yourself? What's your mind thinking? What are the things that you're speaking over yourself? In our last series, we spoke about the power of believing, and these things will help you to be able to see that if you want to be able to achieve that, it is important for you to understand that vision is a mindset. Hello, I'm Kellie Cadogan, and welcome to episode 9 of the Down to Earth podcast. I am certainly looking forward to sharing with you all that God has in store for you today. First of all, I want to say thank you so very much for tuning in for the Down to Earth podcast. If this is your first time watching or viewing the Down to Earth podcast, I just want to encourage you just to click that subscribe button right there and share it with somebody that you think that will benefit from it. And if you are a person who has been watching all of the series and all of the episodes and all of the seasons, we invite you to also please share it with somebody that you think that it will benefit them today. Okay, so let's just get straight into the third series of the Down to Earth podcast. And we're excited to be here because we are now into the section where we're going to focus specifically on this word, vision. Vision, vision. And in the Bible, it says, without vision, the people perish. And if you're watching it for the first time, we encourage you to go back to all the episodes you've done before. But in our first series, we dealt with the voice. We also dealt with the heart in episode or series 2. And now it is time to deal with the mind. You would have heard me share before that it is a process of what we believe in our hearts, what we process in our minds, and what we speak using our mouths. And I want to focus in a bit more on the mind part of it. Because vision is an area that I think sometimes we can take for granted. Now, vision is a mindset. And whether or not you might be thinking here about vision, you're thinking about seeing, but vision is really a mindset. And I want to share with you, even before I get a little further in, I want to share with you, let's start first with the definition for vision. Now, vision is an act or power of anticipating which will or may come to be. Vision gives direction and a glimpse over our lives to make our goals and purpose become a reality. In order to understand where we want ourselves to be in life, we must have a clear vision of our life. So that's vision when you think about it. And in most times we think about vision, oh, I can see, but vision really has to do with your mindset. Now, let me take you guys back now to the element of the mind, because there's something I want to share with you with relation to the concept of vision and the relationship with the mind. Now, Myron Golden had shared that we don't see with our eyes, we see with our minds. And our eyes is just one of the tools our mind uses to see. So if our mind is blind, it doesn't matter what the eyes can see. But if our mind can see, it doesn't matter if our eyes are blind. So I'll go over that for you again. So if our mind is blind, it doesn't matter what the eyes can see. But if our mind can see, it doesn't matter if our eyes are blind. And I thought that was quite interesting because the latter part where it says, even if our mind can see, it doesn't matter if our eyes are blind. And very often you would see persons on social media, moving around like they can see. There's a little girl on social media, she's riding her bike, she's walking the street, and we see people even in our day-to-day basis with an assistance in terms, because they are unable to see. And what happens in that process brings me back to this, which is, if our mind can see, it doesn't matter if our eyes are blind. And if your mind is blind to the possibility, then your eyes are blind to the opportunity. So he says that if your mind is blind to the possibility, then your eyes will therefore be blind to the opportunity. So there could be so much opportunity sitting right in front of you, but if your mind is blind, therefore you're not going to be able to see it. So that's why I wanted to share with you that most times we think about vision, we are possibly thinking about your ability just to see. But remember, if you're looking at this within the context of the mind, because our vision is, and as I said before, and we started, that vision is a mindset. And your vision, your mindset is not just what you could see, it is your entire being, how you are wired, your DNA. That's why we talked about in the first very, very first season, we talked about your environment. Your environment always it would help. It would kind of either benefit you, or it can also not benefit you if you are in the wrong environments, because it is super important to understand that our spaces impact the way in which we think, the way in which we feel, the way in which we operate on a daily basis. So vision is not only your ability to see, it's a mindset, how you see yourself, your internal vision, your external vision. There's supernatural vision as well too. So I want to therefore encourage you to think about where you are at right now in your lives, to process the fact that while you may be in a position where you are thinking, I'd like to achieve certain things in my life, but I'm finding myself being stumped, or I don't know how to get this particular thing done. I want you to take a step back and to ask yourself, about your own vision. What are your thoughts concerning yourself? What's your mind thinking? What are the things that you're speaking over yourself? In our last series, we spoke about the power of believing, and these things will help you to be able to see that if you want to be able to achieve that, it is important for you to understand that vision is a mindset. So what I want to share with you is 4 pillars for vision. And the 4 pillars for vision are fearless, faith, strong, and confident. And you can see that on my shirt today, because this is a part of walking in my own shoes. If you want to walk in your own shoes, if you want to live out your purpose, it's important to remember these 4 pillars: fearless, faith, strong, and confidence. So coming up from us within this particular series, especially in the first set, we're going to be looking at fearless. So the next time you're going to be joining us, we're going to be diving more into, what is required as it relates to vision. A fearless vision requires clarity. A fearless vision requires clarity. And that is the component that we're going to be looking at the next time you see us for the Down to Earth podcast. But our scripture for today, before we go, is Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1, which says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Thank you so very much for joining us for another season of the Down to Earth podcast. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.
So many times you said I can't do